everybody? RyanM here just to talk quick little update about the NFL. I just wanted to talk about a few things because so much has gone down already in the first couple of days before free agency really even technically really starts. There are just a couple different things I want to talk about because free agency still technically you can't sign anybody till tomorrow or anything, but there are three really big things that I wanted to talk about right now. I wanted to get them out in their own video. So, first things first, news has just broke that Tony Romo will be released from the Dallas Cowboys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow, Tony Romo is going to be cut from the Dallas Cowboys, which kind of throws out that video that I did a couple days ago reacting to this new trading rumor that it would be a 3-team trade and Romo would end up with Washington, D.C., which didn't really make sense to me in the first place why Romo would go there, why the Cowboys would trade Romo in the division. But also, this makes less sense than that because now Cowboys ain't getting shit for him. They're getting zero goose egg. They're just going to let him walk. They're going to give him his walking papers without really even trying to get anything for him. They could easily get a third, a fifth. They might be able to get a first out of a couple different teams that might be desperate enough. But they're just going to give him up for nothing. But other than that, I don't have much else to say. I'm just surprised that they're willing to just give him up for free instead of trying to get any kind of money out of him. I think there was a quarterback who was scheduled to meet with the Cowboys. Can't remember who, but so I guess they're just gonna be looking for a new backup coming up shortly. Some of the other stuff that also the trade rumors for the Kirk Cousins and to the 49ers rumors have not gone down at all, even though the Cowboys are kind of out of that picture now. The number 2 pick is probably in play for that. That would be so. It would completely shake up the draft. It would completely shake up the NFL. Kirk Cousins going to the 49ers, not only would it drastically drop the Redskins as far as talent quality goes, but it would definitely boost the 49ers up. Now, do I think it would turn their franchise around within the next 2-3 years? Not really, which is why I said they probably shouldn't do this trade, but 49ers are one of those 49ers are one of those cultures like that can only be compared to somebody like the Knicks in basketball, where they would rather slap a Band-Aid on something and try and win now, or try and make it like gain some interest because they have a certain fan base which expects a certain number of like wins. It's similar to the Cowboys and how they're always just trying to go after somebody big named who people are gonna know. And Kirk Cousins, he's definitely bigger than anything they got going on right now. Obviously, they don't want Kaepernick back. Obviously, Blaine Gabbert's not the solution. Christian Ponder's not the solution. So Cousins is a good quarterback, don't get me wrong, and if they had any kind of talent that could surround him, but they're not getting any younger than any of these positions. They're cutting Torrey Smith. I've heard that one of their biggest targets in free agency is like Kenny Britt, and there's another receiver. Can't remember which one though. But their defense, they have a couple of young key pieces on the defensive front, but guys like Navarro Bowman are only getting older. Their defensive backs aren't that great. They just released Antoine Bethea. Trying to think. Their offensive line, Upati, I don't even think he's there anymore. And who was I thinking of? Justin Smith, is that his name? Their tackle. He's really good. I just can't remember. I know his name. It's just not coming off the top of my head. But yeah, they're just not getting any younger in these positions. They don't have a lot of great skill position players either, and they're cutting their best wide receiver. They just re-signed Jeremy Curley, who did decent for them last year, but they had the worst run defense in the league, and I just don't see why they would get somebody who's going to be in his prime for the next couple years if they're not ready to win in the next couple years. Why not just try and build with the number 2 pick? Even trade down number 5, number 6, number 7. Get some more picks, rebuild. And then once you trade down, say, 6, 7 spots, you could probably get about 7 or 8 great picks just for trading down that spot. And then you could still draft one of the quarterbacks. That's what I would do, at least if I was a 49ers. And then finally, we're going to talk about the biggest piece of news. This is where the free agency part of everything is going to start coming into play. Brandon Marshall is going to be a Giant. That is huge for the Giants for a couple different reasons. They needed an outside receiver. They needed one that they could put out there with Odell. Now they have a perfect. They're very dangerous now. This offense is one of the best in the league, and all they have left to do is get a running back, and this offense is going to be really, really dangerous. I mean, obviously, they're already damn good in the passing game. If the offensive line can give Eli enough time to get that ball out to either Sterling Shepard or Odell, whoever they have in the slot at that point, but especially when they run 3 receiver sets and they have Odell on one side, they have Brandon Marshall on the other side and Sterling Shepard in the slot, that is very deadly. Especially because Sterling Shepard in year 1 caught a bunch of touchdown passes. I know I had him on like 2-3 different fantasy teams, and now they've got somebody on the other side of Odell. You can't double team Odell and just give no attention to Brandon Marshall anymore. That's going to be a problem for teams. The Giants just created a matchup problem, and if they can get a running back, Adrian Peterson was already talking about they've been making some interesting moves. Although I've heard recent reports that said he has a lot of interest in the Raiders and Seattle, so that would definitely be cool as a Seahawks fan to see him in Seattle. Other than that, there was one other piece of news I guess I can talk about briefly. Dwayne Allen has been the Colts are going to trade Dwayne Allen to the Patriots, which I thought was very weird for the Colts to do, to trade a tight end to a tight end needy team who's kind of without Gronk, and Martellus Bennett's going to be leaving them to chase the huge payday. So to fill a need for like one of your biggest conference rivals, one of the biggest rivals for pretty much anybody, why would you help the rich get richer? Why would you build up somebody else? Also, last year they basically made the choice between Coby Fleener and Dwayne Allen. Which one were they going to re-sign? Who were they going to give the money to? They let Coby Fleener go. They picked Dwayne Allen. They gave him a nice big contract, and now they're trading him away a year later. I don't know if the Colts are planning to go into some kind of rebuild, or if the new GM just doesn't feel like Dwayne Allen's a key piece of what they need. They do have a couple of young tight ends, though. Can't remember his name. Jack Doyle. That's his name. He's pretty good, though, so maybe he had something to factor into this. But yeah, other than that, that was all pretty much for this video. Just wanted to talk about some of the things that have been going on in the NFL early stages. I'll probably be making a couple more of these short little videos talking about what huge NFL moves are going around. I'm sure I'll make a ton of them because I just love the free agency time. It's a great time to be a football fan, so that is going to do it. Thanks everybody so much for watching. Peace out.